I mean, Mexico and Mexicans just doing it all, ain't it? Like, we got Mexican builders, Mexican restaurants, Mexican woman. we can talk about the Mexican woman, you feel me? Word. Mexican food, Mexican street racers, and they got most wanted Mexican street racers. This shit just got deep. I mean, at this point, let's just go ahead and get straight to it.
August 2020.
And it's recent. Word.
Zapopan, Jalisco. 31 police units surround a convoy of supercars on a highway outside Guadalajara. Lamborghinis, McLarens, Audis worth millions.
Damn.
The man they're after is Alfredo Valenzuela,
Okay.
a millionaire from Sonora who's spent years documenting Mexico's buchon lifestyle.
Boy.
That wasn't his first arrest. By 2025,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. A lot it's flying by. He from some town in Mexico, some city in Mexico. I don't know what he said. We seen his face, right? Y'all seen Alfredo is his name. Word. So if y'all don't know who Alfredo is, do your homework. I don't know who he is.
Joe Valenzuela,
Okay.
a millionaire from Sonora who's spent years documenting Mexico's buchon lifestyle. That wasn't his first arrest. By
Okay. It wasn't his
2025,
first
he'd
arrest.
been detained multiple times across different states.
This was just last year, chat. By 2025, he's been arrested multiple times, and he's a millionaire. Is he in jail right now?
Cars confiscated, court orders violated, federal operations involving military personnel.
That is a big
By
boy.
the time you finish watching, you'll understand how a millionaire from Sonora became Mexico's most wanted street racer, why federal
Damn.
police deployed military operations to stop him, and what happened when criminals decided he was worth targeting too. Alfredo Valenzuela
Damn,
grew
okay.
up in Sonora, Mexico, started filming his cars in 2008.
I mean, it looked like he a vlogger. He said it started in 2018, chat. So 2018, this guy that started. Look, he got the camera right. Look, he's vlogging, chat. So he became a millionaire, probably off of YouTube, some shit that we doing. Word. Became a millionaire, got status. My bad, chat. Got status, got money, blew up, and then blew up. Literally. The crime was after him. The people, the enemies were after him. The cops were after him. The man literally blew up.
Nothing.
Bitch! Am I experiencing an ad? Bitch!
August 2020.
I just experienced two ads back to back. What is this homework? I'm
Shifted to lifestyle documentation, jewelry, designer clothes, luxury homes, and always the cars. He'd filmed
Did I go too
Harry
far?
at first,
Did I go too far?
missions to stop him, and how a millionaire from Sonora became Mexico's most wanted street racer.
Okay.
Why federal police deployed military operations to stop him, and what happened when criminals decided he was worth targeting too.
That's what I just said. The criminals decided he was worth blowing up for.
Alfredo Valenzuela grew up in Sonora, Mexico, started filming his cars in 2018.
Okay.
Nothing extraordinary at first, just car reviews, modification walkthroughs, drives through his home state. Then COVID hit and everything changed.
Okay, so before we get to COVID, he was already into cars, is what I'm hearing. He was already into car. He was a car person, is what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. Y'all seeing this with me. We both witnessing that this man is a car person. So it's not too far off for him to get rich and want to do car things.
Lamborghini Aventadores, McLaren 720S supercars, Corvette Z06s with custom exhaust, not one or two, an entire rotating collection that grew constantly.
Okay.
He moved to San Pedro Garza Garcia, one of the wealthiest municipalities in Mexico, right outside Monterrey. The video shifted to lifestyle documentation.
Like, is there like super car people out there? Like I don't know really too much. He got this LV hoodie on, so this got to be like when he done got rich and blew up and shit like that. But what I'm saying is that what am I saying, chat? Oh, where that place was, right? Like, is it pop? I don't know nothing about Mexico culture. Is it popular for Mexico culture to be like underground cars and stuff like that? Like how Japan is and how America want to be, like how America kind of took over. Like you get what I'm saying? Like, is it like that in Mexico?
He's in Mexico, right outside Monterrey. The video shifted to lifestyle documentation, jewelry, designer clothes, luxury homes, and always the cars. He'd film convoys rolling through the city, 10, 15 vehicles deep. Lamborghinis flanked by modified trucks.
Damn, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how he got rich off of just recording cars and stuff like that. But then when he got rich, his lifestyle was looking pretty tall.
Errands next to Audis. This is Buchon culture. Flashy, unapologetic wealth tied to specific regions in Mexico, particularly Sinaloa. Designer everything, exotic cars, regional pride expressed through excess. Alfredo isn't from Sinaloa, but his persona tapped directly into that aesthetic. Big convoys, loud exhaust, visible prosperity on full display. In certain parts of Mexico, that kind of visibility carries implications. Supercar convoys attract federal police and military units who deploy.
Can the police even catch these people?
Dozens of units and block highways. Because in regions where organized crime operates, flashy public displays can mean different things depending on who's watching.
Yeah, you sell drugs. They basically saying you got money, you got designer, you got all this, and you're Hispanic and nobody else got all this stuff. They're basically racial profiling. The same thing we go through these days already.
The cars kept getting faster, the convoys kept getting bigger. By 2020, Alfredo had built something substantial. His estimated net worth was reported around $6 million. But the more visible he became, the more law enforcement took interest.
Bro, how we skipped the part where how he got the money.
Federal authorities coordinating operations, and in August 2020, that interest turned into action.
Okay.
August 2020, Zapopan, Jalisco. Alfredo and other car enthusiasts organized a meet that turned into an impromptu street race. No permits, no closed roads, just supercars lining up on public highways outside Guadalajara and launching when traffic cleared. Police had been monitoring reports of illegal racing for weeks. When they got word of another event that night, they mobilized.
That's tough. Imagine like being able to get like your family member or like your girlfriend a pink supercar. That's tough. I'm not gonna lie.
31 patrol units, a coordinated operation designed to shut everything down simultaneously. They boxed in the convoy, blocked exits, and moved in. During the chaos, a traffic officer got hurt trying to stop one of the vehicles.
Damn.
The injury escalated.
Why is their hands just dangling from the ceiling? They said a officer tried to stop one of these illegal street races that the Mexico community has built upon just letting the drivers clear out, and then they just line up supercars and then they just take off. An officer tried to stop a race like that and it didn't end well for him, is what I just heard. That's what I just heard basically. And yeah,
everything instantly. Alfredo was detained.
Look, just
during
listen.
the chaos, a traffic officer got hurt trying to stop one of the vehicles. The injury escalated everything instantly. Alfredo was detained on scene. His security personnel were arrested for carrying illegal firearms. Alfredo later apologized publicly, but framed the situation as overreach. He argued he wasn't the organizer, just someone attending a car meet that got out of hand. Whether that's true or not, the arrest changed the game completely. Court proceedings followed. Precautionary measures were imposed, legal restrictions designed to prevent similar incidents. Alfredo was released, but with conditions attached. That should have been the wake-up call. It wasn't. Less than a year.
What car is that? No way they're driving Paganis and whatever the fuck that was. No, wait, right? These are only cars you see in Need for Speed.
A year later, in 2021, another operation in Zapopan, police coordinated another large-scale raid targeting illegal street races. 4 of Alfredo's cars were confiscated on scene.
That was that live footage of Alfredo's car? Oh no, I think it's this Lamborghini Aventador. Hold
A
up.
Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, a McLaren 720S, an
Okay.
Audi R8,
Wait.
another high-end vehicle. His
These-
offense was lacking proper registration and participating in drag races on public roads.
Oh,
Alfredo
okay.
live streamed this arrest too, called it a hunt against him specifically, claimed authorities were targeting him unfairly while others involved faced less scrutiny. Every high-speed run
Damn.
filmed, every convoy documented, it all fed into the perception that he was promoting illegal activity. By 2022, things escalated further. Alfredo was arrested again in
Damn, just 2 years. So basically, damn. This man started recording 2018, vlogging. Hey YouTube, do, made up to about $6 million. Or that's, you know, that's what Google say. That's about as much money as Google would say when you like making that much money. Do your homework. So when Google say you make about $6 million, you're really making about $11 million. Like something like it's like times 2 on some shit, right? So 2018 he recording. 2020 he is estimated to be worth around $6 million. 2 years later, within those 2 years, he has been able to multiply his supercars and start doing illegal races up until the point where he became the most wanted. The most wanted. And up until this point, 2 years up into 2020 to 2022, now he done got arrested about twice, 3 times, and it's not looking too good.
Jalisco for violating the court-imposed precautionary measures from the 2020 case. He was detained briefly, then
Damn.
released through legal channels. It was called an amparo, a type of injunction in Mexican law that protects individuals from government actions they consider unconstitutional. Each arrest followed a pattern: big deployment, public detention, legal maneuvering, release. What separated Alfredo from others wasn't just the cars, it was the environment he operated in. The combination of extreme wealth disparity, regions with active organized crime, and federal authorities hyper-vigilant about public displays of power created a context where Alfredo's activities carried weight beyond entertainment. When you roll a convoy of 15 supercars through Monterrey, authorities don't see
You know what's so crazy is that he's still vlogging, chat. He ain't never put down that camera. We need to go look at this man's YouTube channel.
car enthusiasts. They see potential for violence,
What is that? Is that a Lamborghini? So basically all this guy's talking about right now is that these people are trying to find a way to lock this man up, and they're basically saying that because he's been locked up on the same pattern multiple times, it's creating a disturbance within side of Mexico.
potential organized crime connections, potential public safety disasters.
We have something cool here.
Bro,
what
what-
you're looking at is
up with these ads? Can I skip this?
Expedience
Let's see.
Home
Let's see.
Gym. This one is called the
Oh, I can skip it, chat.
disasters,
All right, bet.
and Alfredo's profile made him the easiest target every single time. By mid-2020,
How did it make him the easiest target?
organized crime connections, potential public safety disasters, and Alfredo's profile made him the easiest target
because
every
of who
single
he
time.
is.
By mid-2025, he'd been detained multiple times across multiple states, cars
Damn.
confiscated and returned.
That's a M. Is this him driving a M? Listening to Eminem? He's driving a M, not a Mercedes, a BMW M. I don't know if it's an M3 or an M4. 2022 and up, or 2023. Can't while listening to Eminem. That's goals.
Legal battles fought and usually won, something had to give, and it was no surprise when it did. June 2025, San Pedro Garden
That was last year. Who's Sean? We was talking about Alfredo. Who's
Garza
Sean?
Garcia. Alfredo was home with his family when armed men forced their way inside.
Oh my
His
God.
fiancee Dominique and their son Liam
Hold on. Bow, 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 bow.
were there. The attackers held them at gunpoint while ransacking the house. They took a Lamborghini Urus, jewelry,
Damn.
cash. Total estimated value around 25 million pesos, roughly 1.3 million US dollars. The whole
Damn.
thing happened while Alfredo was live on his phone. Thousands of people watched in real time as his family was terrorized. Authorities
Damn.
later linked the attackers to a Colombian criminal group operating in the region, not random thieves. Organized criminals
See, that's one thing about Mexico, gang. Them thugs, they're thugging. I'm not gonna lie, like out there in Mexico, out there in any like, well, I don't know if Mexico like third world. I don't even really know, bruh, because I haven't really been outside the country. But what I'm trying to say is that them niggas, they don't play. Like in America, we got thugs, but like in other countries, it's like levels to thugs. You feel me? Like you might get robbed over here for some shit that you probably don't need. You feel me? But and over there in them other countries, you might get robbed and you might be like, oh my God, please, please. And then they'll take you and torture you for no reason. Like, I've seen some documentaries I don't want to share. But if you do want to know, like, just look up like mafias, look up like crimes, just look up like a whole bunch of like, they be torturing people. Like, I mean, I think, if I'm not mistaken, a country, I don't want to say the name because YouTube might do some things, but a country that we've been having fights with back and forth just unalived 2 soldiers. Like they just do it because they want to, not in a sense of they need to, but because they want to, because that's how they communicate. Oh, you don't want to abide by what we said? Okay. Now you're gonna get tortured and possibly get unalived. And it's sad, but hopefully, you know, he's still alive. Let's just go ahead and wind it a little bit back.
group operating in the region, not random thieves. Organized criminals who'd clearly researched their target and knew exactly what they were looking for.
See?
Alfredo spoke
These are-
publicly about the trauma afterward,
He's some
about the
smart
insecurity
thugs.
in Mexico, about feeling unsafe in his own home,
Nigga, Mexico been unsafe, but I guess because he said he feel unsafe, and I guess.
despite living in one of the wealthiest, most guarded areas in the country.
Oh, okay. I can see how. I mean, it ain't gonna stop nobody from coming in though. Is it like a gated community? Niggas know how to climb gates, gang. I'm sorry to tell you.
That incident changed everything. It wasn't law enforcement coming after him for what he filmed. It was criminals coming after him for what the filming advertised. Every video
Yeah,
showing
yeah.
his car collection was an inventory for anyone paying attention. He built his success on being visible. That same visibility made him a target. When you broadcast extreme wealth in regions where organized crime operates, you're not just dealing with authorities anymore. You're advertising to people who see your collection as an opportunity. Alfredo learned that lesson the hardest way possible. Not through another arrest or confiscated vehicle, but through armed men in his home threatening his family while the world watched. 1 month
Damn.
later, July 2025, Santiago, Nuevo Leon.
This don't look like Mexico no more, gang. This don't look like Mexico. He said, Santiago, is that a person or is that a place?
1 month later, July 2025, Santiago, Nuevo Leon. Alfredo was detained again, this time on a highway for excessive speed. He wasn't alone. Several luxury vehicles were stopped as part of a coordinated enforcement action. Fines were issued. No major charges filed, but the timing mattered. fresh off a traumatic home invasion, still processing the reality that his lifestyle had made his family vulnerable, and he's right back in police custody for the same activities that kept him in their crosshairs. Here's what people don't understand about being in Alfredo's position. Every time he films a drive, that's potential evidence. Every convoy he organizes, that's documentation of possible illegal activity. Every high-speed run, that's grounds for investigation. Authorities in multiple states have files on him. Each arrest adds to a record that makes the next one more serious. At some point, legal maneuvering stops working. At some point, the consequences stick. But here's the other side of that equation. His entire income depends on what he films. Daily documentation, fresh material, the cars, the lifestyle, the spectacle, that's the product. Take away the edge, and the interest disappears. Tone it down, and you're just another person filming Lamborghinis in a space already oversaturated with that exact content. The line between relevant and forgotten is thinner than people realize. Alfredo isn't the first person to build a brand on pushing limits. He's not even the first in Mexico, but he might be the most visible, and that visibility makes him a symbol, not just for fans who see him as aspirational, but for law enforcement who see him as representing everything wrong with Buchon culture and illegal street racing.
So, I mean, all this tell me is when I get rich, not to show it. Like, when y'all, like, let's just have an open mind. Let's just say you want to get rich. Let's just say in order for you to get rich, you have to do certain things to get rich. Okay, let's just say now you're rich and now you want to go get cars. Now you want to go do this. Now you want to go do that. Are y'all showing it online? And if y'all are showing y'all things online, are y'all going to be like showing your home and stuff like that for the people that do want to know, like how far are y'all going? That's really what I want to know. Because I mean, I'm an influencer, not to say that I'm at the peak of my influencey, but when it does get down to that, you know, I'm gonna want to be very transparent with my people. But in order to be transparent is also to understand how much transparency you want for them to see. And I'm thinking maybe it's not the best idea. You feel me? And this is the reason. Exactly.
The home invasion added a layer most people in this space never consider. It's one thing to risk your own freedom. It's another when your family becomes collateral, when the visibility you need for success makes your loved ones targets. This is the math Alfredo faces every single day. To stay relevant, he has to keep pushing. To keep pushing, he accepts constant legal risk. To accept that risk, he has to ignore the reality that authorities are documenting everything he does. And even if he navigates law enforcement successfully, there's a whole separate threat from criminals who see his content as a shopping list. Most people would walk away, take the money already made, move somewhere quieter, shift to safer content. But walking away means admitting the lifestyle isn't sustainable. It means acknowledging that the success came with a price tag that eventually gets too high. And for someone who built their entire identity around refusing to back down, that admission might be harder than facing another arrest. As of late 2025, Alfredo is still filming, still showing the cars, the lifestyle, the convoys. Either he's calculated that the risk is worth it, or he's in too deep to back out without losing everything he built. Both might be true simultaneously. The title, Mexico's Most Wanted Street Racer, isn't official. There's no federal bounty, no active manhunt. Alfredo isn't a fugitive hiding from authorities. He's a public figure who gets detained, processes through the legal system, and walks out to film again. But the title fits in a different way. He's wanted by authorities who've detained him across multiple states, wanted by federal police who deploy military-style operations when his convoys gather, wanted by criminals who see his documented wealth as opportunity, wanted by a legal system that keeps adding to his file with every incident. The hunt isn't about one dramatic chase, it's about sustained institutional attention that never stops. Most street racers operate in obscurity. They race, sometimes get caught, pay fines, and fade back into anonymity. Alfredo can't do that. His profile guarantees that every move he makes is documented, analyzed, and used as evidence. Every convoy is monitored. Every highway run.
I mean, he been doing it though. Like, ain't that the whole video? Like, am I missing something, chat? Hold up. Okay, I can't be missing that. Basically, though, that's his lifestyle. I mean, as long as the crime dies down and slow down and stop, I mean, I know that's humiliating too. Like, imagine getting robbed and like you can't do nothing about it. Like, like, like you ain't got no guns. Like, that's probably registered to your name. That's legal. You ain't got no way really to protect your family. That's just, it's just probably like unfortunate, like, you know, like that's
and potentially triggers another operation. The hunt is constant and exhausting in ways most people will never experience. The 2020 arrest should have ended it. Injured officer detained on scene, security team arrested
did they ever even catch the people that robbed his house?
for weapons. That's the kind of incident that typically breaks someone's willingness to continue. Instead, it became part of the story. Proof that he wouldn't back down even when faced with serious consequences. The 2021 confiscation of 4 supercars should have been another breaking point. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in vehicles seized, but he got them back and kept going. The 2022 arrest for violating court orders showed a pattern emerging. Authorities imposing restrictions, Alfredo finding ways around them, authorities responding with escalated enforcement, a cycle that couldn't sustain indefinitely without something breaking. Then came the home invasion, and suddenly the stakes weren't just about legal consequences anymore. That's when being most wanted took on a
Come on, gang.
You were
What?
trapped by a meaningless
What in
duty
the
that was never
ad?
yours.
completely
what?
different meaning, consequences anymore. That's when being most wanted took on a completely different meaning. It wasn't just about law enforcement, it was about being targeted by criminals who'd been watching all along, who knew his schedule, his address, his collection, who understood that his public profile made him vulnerable in ways traditional criminals never face. The attack wasn't random. It was calculated, researched, and executed by people who'd done their homework. The price vets paid eventually.
They talking about the police attack or the criminal attack? Both could have been strategized.
You can't outrun federal authorities forever, especially when you're broadcasting your location constantly, especially in regions where flashy displays of wealth trigger institutional responses designed for far more serious threats. Alfredo Valenzuela became Mexico's most wanted street racer by refusing to back down every time authorities moved in. By treating each arrest as part of the narrative, each legal battle as proof the system was targeting him unfairly, each confiscated car as temporary rather than a warning. Whether that's courage or recklessness depends on perspective. Some see a legend. Authorities see a recurring problem.
And criminals see a lick. Like he to be the most wanted anywhere, but to also document is just it's a burden. He not only getting chased by the police, he getting chased by criminals. And on top of that, he's maintaining his success, but is it really success when with all of this success comes all of this burden? This is wicked. And for him to be Hispanic, living in Mexico, doing all of this on his own, whew, man, he got robbed, gunpoint in his own house with his family. And it was on live. He was streaming it. That's crazy.
Criminals saw an opportunity and took it violently. All 3 perspectives exist simultaneously, and all 3 are valid depending on where you're standing. The legacy is complicated. Alfredo proved you could build generational wealth from automotive content in Mexico. He showed that consistency and spectacle could generate millions in income and a lifestyle most people can't imagine. But he also demonstrated the cost in brutal clarity. Repeated arrests across multiple states, legal battles that never truly end, cars confiscated and returned, then at risk of being seized again. Court orders imposed, allegedly violated, leading to more detention. Federal operations deploying military resources to stop supercar convoys. And finally, the home invasion that put his family at gunpoint while the world watched helplessly. That's the price of being most wanted. The profile that builds your success is the same profile that guarantees you'll never be left alone. Authorities are watching every move. Criminals are watching for opportunities. And everyone's waiting to see how this ends, because it has to end eventually.
Do it? But do it though? Like, not like for real, like do it?
Nobody maintains this level of exposure in this environment forever without something giving. Alfredo faces a choice that most people never have to make. Keep pushing and accept that the next incident might be the one that sticks legally, or the one that puts his family at risk again. Or pull back, shift to safer content, and watch as the interest fades because the edge that made him different is gone. There's no easy answer. Both options come with consequences that reshape everything he's built. As of now, he's still out there, still filming, still running the same roads that got him detained multiple times. Either he believes he can navigate this indefinitely, or he's accepted that the eventual cost is worth the life he's living right now. Only Alfredo knows which one is true. What's your take? Drop.
Yeah, what's your take, man? This was one hell of a video. I'm not gonna lie, man. Shout out to the Mexico community. Hopefully, you know, he figured it out. I love y'all, and I'm out.